what I want to talk about today in this top 5 video. And I actually am going to have to look at chat for this because I don't remember set history that well. It's going to be the top 5 craziest comebacks. Not comebacks. Wait, I didn't read this. Upsets. So, again, we're talking of all time. And they got to be upsets. So the worst player beats the better player. And I know obviously the first one that a lot of people are going to talk about is Void versus Spargo. And let me tell you why I don't want to put Void versus Spargo. If you look at the numbers, at that point Spargo was top 2 in the world. And Void was like what? Well, hold on, let me show this at, right? So the only reason I really wouldn't consider this too big of an upset is, first of all, because Void is good at the game. You know, obviously. And a lot of people knew it was possible. This is like one of those things where Void's like a character specialist, so obviously he should know this matchup. And Sheik does really well against Cloud. Was he over Tweek? When did that happen? Big D beating a Cola. This was the same tournament, actually. That's a really good one. Leo versus Prodigy, aka Kurama. Yeah, true. I already have a couple of ideas of what I want to do, so I guess I'll start with something that's a good comeback, but not too crazy. So I'm gonna do number 5. And some of you may actually not even remember this one. Riddles versus Skyjay. Now, not this one. The one where he won. Is this the one he won? I don't think this is the one he won. This one. Jesus Christ. Right? Is this the one he won? I mean, look at the time bar. This is a best of 5, game 5, 12 minutes and 36 seconds. You don't get a faster match than that. Riddles won this. Oh my god, chat, you guys are stupid. This is all your fault. So I'm looking at the wrong set, but you understand what I'm talking about, right? Oh, that's right, because I remember now. This is all making sense. But regardless, this takes my number 5 spot for sure. It's Sinora, it's the funny cat man. I wouldn't really consider any of my, like, especially most recent wins, any big upsets. I feel like my rise to the top was extremely steady, and I've always, like, I'll surprise people when I beat, like, a top player or whatever, but, like, I feel like I can't really make huge upsets anymore. People are like, oh yeah, Mars can just win that sometimes. You know, you over to Buzz was a personal upset. I know, but I think we were, like, closely seated. I don't really know. I'm not going to put me versus the Buzz. If you look at the set history and the set count, that's not an upset. A very recent upset that I actually want to talk about that is crazy. Yeah, it is Crown. Why is it not showing up? Did they only upload top 8? Alright, we'll watch the one where Chase lost. Whatever, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but... So, I mean, honestly, this is actually good context, too. We'll actually skip to the end. But, like, Chase is getting absolutely destroyed by Light here. He gets 3-0'd. It's not close. Like, you're just like, yeah, this is just filler for Light. Like, this is literally round 1 pool. And then Chase comes back at Crown the 3rd. Just actually whoops him. I think it was like 3-1. And again, like, Chase just looked totally in control. Crazy upset because Light is one of the more consistent top players. Hey, you got the blue. What's that over there? Hey man, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I think Chase was like another player who had, similar to me, who had like a kind of steady rise to the top. Like he got a good win, kind of like stagnated like at the same level. Got the Light win, and like we'll see what he does after all this. It's one of the more shocking wins. And there's some recency bias thrown into that, number 4. Beating Light is no small feat, especially in a matchup that he's comfortable with and he's familiar with. There's, Chunky did beat Cosmos. That is funny. See what I, like, there's too many good upsets, and this is like a personal top 5 at this point. Should Chunky Kong over Cola be here? And your own, maybe, but there's too many random upsets because this game is, like, sort of inconsistent, and, like, you know, I'm talking about the most impressive ones. You go from getting 3-0'd to bodying him the next time you guys play, you know? Alright, this one hurt all of our hearts. This number 3 slot. We all woke up at 10:13 a.m. in beautiful, beautiful Virginia. It's not that beautiful. I look at Twitter, first thing I see is Leos and losers. I said, huh? Who beat him? Onan. I said, who? I said, a Steve player. I said, oh. Wait, still? Like, damn. You guys should be surprised that Leo's not, like, you know, every single one of these. He doesn't get upset that often. But boy, when he do, it's crazy. This was like Onan's debut into being like a top player. This set's important to me because it vindicated the hell out of me for like struggling against Steve, and like some demon inside of me really wanted Leo to lose to Steve so that everyone at the time who was just like, oh, just adapt, you guys are bad, like Steve's like You know, you guys aren't even, you know what I mean? Like, people were trying to defend Steve and how crazy this shit was, and I was like, Leo, please lose. Please prove the Twitter bots wrong. You know? Not in the best way, but, you know, he did. Like, it's a 3-0. No one had probably even ever heard of Onin at this point. The same they say now. I don't see anyone defending Steve anymore. Steve players don't defend Steve. Ain't nobody else defending Steve if they're not. So like, Leo took one for the community. Has he lost to a Steve since? Genuine question though. It still doesn't take away from the absolute craziness of the upset, but spanked him at Summit. Uh-oh. Wait, it wasn't close? Cola destroyed him. That's crazy. Was he playing Byleth? Leo's record is 2-1 against Nicola. See what I mean? He's still got like a pretty good record against Steve. The point is, imagine waking up and you're like, yeah, Leo's and losers. And you're like, what's going on? This one was crazy to me. And one of the more memorable sets, you know, in the history of the game. And what I do respect out of this upset is that Onin would go on to win the tournament. Most of the time that doesn't happen. It's the beat top player to go 0-2 immediately after Curse. I think this would be my number 2 slot. It's another Leo set. Yo, Leo lost mad weight. I forgot about that. I forgot he was kind of chubby. But for people who don't know, this is Prodigy, aka Kurama. He changed his tag at some point. So this is the first tournament after Genesis 7. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my god! This character's broken! But this is like kind of, I think honestly, this was the very beginning of Leo starting to look like human, beatable. Because like, me beating Leo wasn't that crazy in like the grand scheme of things. Like, we all know it's doable, I've done it before at that point. But then like some Mario main that we knew was good just shows up and he was like, actually, I think Leo is trash. And he just beats him. Yeah, this is a classic. This is like a really good showcase of just, you can't underestimate any opponent, you know? 3-stock Leo at his peak. This is crazy. Yeah. It's extremely impressive. Yeah, and I think the context, like I said, is also important too. Where he was the undisputed best player in the world at this point too. And he was the only Joker doing it. And he was Leo, man. He's Leo. If you didn't know Leo was goated, you wake up. What are you doing? It's a good set filled with hype, combos, maybe some poor decision making from Leo. Was he unsponsored for this tournament? Wow. Chat, what's the best upset in the entire world? Ever. The best Smash Ultimate upset. What would it be? What's your number one? MkLeo, I don't know how you fucking remembered that set, but actually, factually, that is one of the craziest upsets that I have ever seen. You were literally the first person to type a guess, and you were right. It's Leffen versus Tweek. People don't know this happens. This is so early in Ultimate's history that people actually forgot this happened. Tweek would actually also go on to lose to Wizrobe. I think he's the only guy who just gets farmed by the melee players, which is pretty funny. This is, like, Leffen was just beating Tweek in the Pokemon Trainer Ditto in Losers Round 1. I think this was was this to eliminate Tweek from, you know, for the storyboard purposes? We're going to say this was to eliminate Tweek from the bracket. Leffen, for a very short time, took this game seriously. He played Pokemon Trainer. He, like, almost got some really good wins. And then he beat Tweek and retired. He was like, I'm good. That was fun. I'm actually all set now. And then, like, he didn't do anything else outside of that. And then he just up and beats Tweek and then retires. Like, first of all, goated. Second of all, who does that? Who just beats Tweek and says, later, guys, I'm gonna go play Dragon Ball FighterZ. Beating Tweek in the Ditto is really hard. Remember, I think in the previous top 5 video I did, we talked about Tweek beating Gluto in the Wario Ditto. This dude's good at Dittos. He understands characters. You think he paid him after he lost? Nah, that's why Leffen didn't come back. He's like, Tweek's gonna make me pay him for the pay-to-win aspect. I think they were both, yeah, they're both TSM at this point. Jesus, bro, he is 3-stocking him. Dude, like I said, I remember watching this live. Did I have to play Leffen? I did! This was the summit that I messed up my thumb from playing volleyball outside. And then I had to play Leffen and I dropped a game. That's right. And then I proceeded to mash down B because he didn't know how to deal with it. I forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute, this move isn't in melee. Like, blink, 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 blink. I'm out of there. Like, he 3-stocked him? Yeesh! That's the upset of all time for me. Pre-shaved head Tweek. Yeah, that's why he cut his hair. He needed to change. After a breakup, people will like get a haircut or like dye their hair. Do you think that's basically what Tweek did? He lost at Leffen and he was like, something's gotta fucking change, man. Something's gotta... It can't be like this. Tasteless jokes aside, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I love you. Just kidding. It's not wholesome hour. F you. Like I'm bipolar apparently now.